Welcome to Martini Time, the happy time of the day. Here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world, but then you too are the center of the world. So, the title of this talk is The Importance of Devotion. And I just thought of this topic I wanted to talk about because I just went out in the yard and cut some fresh marigolds. Very good flowers for altars because they last a long time. And so this is my little altar up here. As you can see, everybody is here that I have had devotion for in my life. I've got Jesus here, and I've got the Last Supper. And I've got a little Buddha, meditating Buddha here, and a little Zen Buddha here. And I've got another cross, and I have a mandala. And up here I have Kuan Yin, right here, Kuan Yin, who is the, and let me bring this back here. And this is another statue of Kuan Yin, and here is the Virgin Mary. And all three are the same principle of the heart, compassion. The Virgin Mary in Christianity and Kuan Yin in China and Japan and in India. So, although in India she has a masculine form. So anyway, all my friends are here. And then I have also my gurus. Let's see. Well, there's my Uncle Tommy. He's my meditation priest. And let's see. Oh, goodness. Well, up there is Muktananda. He was a tremendous influence on my life in the late 70s. He was my guru. And then over here, I have Swami Rama from Hardwar, and he was my first guru. He was the one I met in 1970 when I began my practice of spiritual yoga. And I remember when I met him. He was at a devotee's house, and I was joining the Light of Yoga Society, which was a kind of a Camelot period for yoga, and for me anyway, in the 70s, early 70s, because it was so fresh with Shakti and insight and hope to bring spiritual yoga to the West, kind of like Christians going to China. It was all fresh and new then. Anyway, this was a life vocation, in the sense that the same that Christians feel when they go into the ministry, or go to become a Trappist monk. This calling of the heart. I didn't hear this in Christianity. I tried. I thought I heard it, but when I got into the Christian seminary, Richmond Theological Seminary in 1970, early January of 1970, I had been accepted, and they reviewed my application and rejected me. So I was quite devastated, because I thought that my calling was going to be in a Christian path. But that was nope, sorry, Charlie, you can't go to that tuna factory. And so I did a quick diversion. And when I made a contact with a yoga teacher, a guru, that's it. And it was a full-hearted thing. It was not like, oh, should I choose that or not? It was like a falling in love. It was like a becoming home, knowing who you are. And my first guru, when I met him, when I met Rama, oh, he was a very mysterious, wonderful figure because he came from India when invited to come and do a little tour of talks with these devotees. All this happened in Cleveland. And he would stay at people's houses, and then he would go back to his home in India, Kashmir, and then he would come back and he would have students. And when you meeting an Indian guru, an Indian master, is not, you cannot explain it in Western terms. So I won't even attempt. But I do know that when I walked into the room and saw him standing there, I immediately went up and just gave him a knee. Just like they do in a football game. I just went down on my knee. Just instinct. I didn't think, what am I going to do? I just did that. You see. And so anyway, he died a few years later. And so without that, so I was kind of lost. And but the one thing I did learn and discovered that I loved when I got into yoga. Now, you got to understand that yoga has been watered down in America. So you have mall yoga. When you go to mall yoga, you might get all kinds of different hatha yoga classes. And they all keep varying, like flavors of yogurt. You know, now you got fast yoga, slow yoga, all this, you see. That's just one little limb, one little branch of this vast path of yoga. And the larger path of yoga